let's go back down. Whatever.
His name was
Alright,
Geralt
Calum.
of Rivia.
This is Geralt
He
of
was a
Rivia.
witcher, a
Yay!
professional monster slayer.
As I've
An
seldom
unusual
seen him before.
contract
Yes.
to lift
No, this
the
is the
curse
first
that
name.
held a monarch's daughter. It
He
was
looks a bit
enough to
different.
spend the night with the princess, dusk till dawn. If only she were not.
This
a
is
deadly beast.
recapping the
Striga,
plot of
the
one of the
traitor
books, I believe.
responsible for the curse, became the
Traitor
gate.
responsible for the curse.
Where King Foltest had an incestuous relationship with his wife. I mean, no, sorry, yeah, with his sister. And yeah, it's a different one. That's not the.
Looks very similar.
You know, it looks similar, but it isn't.
His potions are like, oh, dude.
And
That's cool.
yeah, I know. He looks. Yeah, he looks a bit more weird here, but that's what he's supposed to look like. He's supposed to be ugly.
Yeah, and he looks a bit more like a sneak thief. He's a bit more wily, whereas he's a bit more like he's still wiry in 3, but like
Yeah. This is yeah, with King Foltest was his daughter, but his sister died in childbirth with his daughter slash niece, and but then like a certain amount of years later, she was revived as that. The Striga.
lets the ghoul get him.
Yeah. Well, that's the Striga.
Oh, true.
And so he lets her. So, okay, let me get it straight. King Foltest had an incestuous relationship with his sister. They had a child. She died in childbirth. They both got buried in the same spot. And then a certain amount of years later, I think 5 years later, she revives as the Striga.
Right.
But then King Foltest won't let anyone kill her because it's his daughter. And then eventually he gets Geralt to kill it. I mean, cure her. Because he can do that by spending a night near the Striga or in the Striga's coffin or something. Which we'll show here shortly. And then she revives or she gets cured and then becomes a 15-year-old girl. But she has no, like, she's basically a 15-year-old girl, but but with the brain of a baby.
Yeah,
So she
she
has
never
to-
actually
yeah.
lived. Yeah.
So she has to, learn how to speak and walk and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You see her again in this game, and so she's done pretty well for all that learning in like 6 years or something.
Dang.
I like the mad, silver chain.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. Using it as like one of those
Yeah, man. Bowl.
boluses, yeah.
Oh.
I think I saw a teddy. Wait for it. Boom! That's what Igni looks like, motherfucker. Oh my god! So hot!
Yeah, you can change Igni to be a stream. Number 3.
And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And... Boom.
And just turns and runs away.
No, he's like applying a certain amount of force with the flame, and so the Striga's pushing through it, at which point, when he lets it go, she just goes past and he dodges.
So how old is this?
This game. Shit. Yeah, but, yep, see, Teddy. You punched. You're questioning my knowledge there. Give me a sec. How about you talk while I look for this?
Nice design on the sword.
I can see that it's sort of the the Arendite must have been modelled after his initial silver sword. Because he's got the wolf's head on the back of that sword. Oh, yeah.
Well, and the guard is modelled the same. It's got this exactly the same
It's just
spikes
bigger and more... and better, basically. So obviously it's just a more enhanced version of his original silver sword.
Yeah. Sweet. Pretty cool. Alright, so this is him spending the time in the
night,
coffin.
yeah.
Alright. Drinky the potion.
Fuck, not as long ago as I thought. 2007.
Yeah, 2000. That's 10 years.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, I thought it
I
was,
was
older.
just trying to get a gauge of what kind of old graphics we're looking at, because it's pretty good.
So it's 10 years old.
I mean, the modelling was not quite as what you'd expect, but these days, obviously. But all the textures and shit are pretty darn good. So obviously that's why this company's probably got its name as the Mad.
Yeah, well,
is its texture.
this is the cutscene.
Yeah.
The rest of the game is not this pretty.
Yeah, I know that, but it's that one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I mean...
Wait a minute.
wait.
Wait a fucking minute. Teeth are clean. But she's still angry.
Though gravely wounded, the Witcher lifted the curse and gained fame.
He didn't
The
look gravely
world
wounded.
changed with the coming of the Great War.
He looked pretty
The
good.
time of the sword
Unless
and
that last
axe,
hit messed
the
him up
time of
somehow.
disdain.
I don't know, it's saying,
Geralt
look,
of Rivia disappeared.
when the game asks for
all
it,
but
show that. I
forgotten.
don't know why that is there.
But that's
Well, that's
another
your
story.
Where's Shift
Activation key. Whoa. CD key up there is if you want it. I don't know what. Yeah.
I don't know why I would ever
Even the
want it,
design
though.
of the wolf is slightly different there.
That's the pendant.
Yeah, I know.
I have that pendant.
Eh.
Oh, wait, yeah,
Pretty sick.
that's right. This game isn't controller compatible.
Cool.
So where do we want to go? We'll go somewhere early. Ooh, Shani's house.
After playing Mad Max for a bit, I actually found that the keyboard controls were a lot more. You could do a lot more with them than with the whereas the actual the Xbox controller thing was a bit bitchin'. Like it wasn't quite laid out the way you'd like. And once I got used to the keyboard controls, I was like, ooh, pretty good.
I can't remember where I'm at here, so we're just going to load a random spot because I've finished the game, and we'll see where we go from there.
Dude, sweet.
Oh, maybe I should have loaded a bit later so you could see all my mad cards. 'Cause I fucking slept with everyone I could. Just like real life. What am I doing there?
You're in Shani's house. Huh?
Shani is a babe.
Yeah.
And why do I have? What's all this? What do I? I've got something activated. What have I got? Active cat. Okay. Oh.
Hi, Geralt. Dandelion can't wait to see you.
Dandelion. What a no. It was clearly
Dandelion.
not.
Geralt?
Whoa!
I'll
Yeah.
be damned. For a second there, I thought I was seeing a ghost.
No, I'm no
Looks
ghost.
a bit different, but sort of the
Wait,
same.
Whoa!
I'm losing my mind. Is this a joke? Shawnee?
And it's no joke.
Is this a joke?
But how? I saw it
And
myself.
it's no joke.
What did you see, Dandelion?
I saw her
Yeah, 'cause
tell
this-
them to put you on
this
a
whole
boat.
series is based after
And there
he
was a
died.
unicorn, and Milva,
But of course you
Cahir,
know.
and Angulem,
And
and
there was a
Yarpen, and
unicorn.
Zoltan.
The same
We all
unicorn?
witnessed-
Are you sure there was a unicorn?
You've had too much to drink, poet.
No. I saw
I love
during
how
the massacre in
unicorn keeps
Rivia.
popping up.
This curly-haired devil
So
stuck
good.
a pitchfork in your stomach. I saw
What
you die.
curly-haired devil
No
stuck
one
a
could
pitchfork
help
in your
you.
stomach?
Even
I don't have anything to
So
say.
has he
So
got-
open up the topic
So
thing.
has he got a lost memory thing at this point? Has he?
Yes, because the base, because you know he mentions that whole memory.
Yeah, I
lost.
know, but I don't know the story behind it.
Oh, supposedly his memory was wiped, because Yennefer's was as well. But what's his name? Arsehole face, voiced by that cool dude from Game of Thrones, Charles Dance. What's his name? Amir. Amir's people brought Yennefer's memory back,
I don't know what you're
whereas
talking about. Lost my
um,
memory.
They're like,
5
oh,
years
Dirty
ago,
Witcher, leave him.
we were
yeah,
sitting in
no
a
one cared
tavern
about
with
the Witcher,
friends,
and so he
eating
had to get his memory back on his
escargot,
own.
drinking
Whereas
vodka. A
Amir's
bloodthirsty mob
puppets
attacked the non-human
basically
district.
brought Yennefer's
You
memories
went
back
out
out
into
of
the
her.
street to scare them off,
Forcefully.
and then
What?
someone stabbed you in the stomach with a pitchfork. A fatal wound. There
Oh,
was
there's an
nothing we
article
could do.
here that you've posted. It says, play video games while massaging the other half.
Ah, yes. I saw that. I thought it was pretty cool. Basically, they've taken a hacked
telling
PS4
me
controller
everything.
We were all there.
and applied it
we
to this
knew.
sort of vest
you really
thing.
don't
Ah,
remember.
okay.
a thing.
And the vest has like
Your
point,
loved
like
ones,
buttons over
your
pressure
friends.
points, and you just have
Sounds
to
a
push
bit
the
like a
buttons to
ballad.
play the game.
It's the truth.
Like,
and
it can
nothing
be
but-
most games, like they're
Geralt,
playing
forgive
Dragon
me.
Ball
I
Z
still
there.
can't believe
And I was
you're
like,
here.
pretty sweet.
Listen,
That is pretty
Dandelion, I don't have proof
dig it.
because that's impossible.
In this
I
game,
don't
you could have
remember.
3
I'm
swords, which
afraid
is why
some
I've got
things
the
can't
3
be
of them.
explained. Let's sit down, have a drink like old friends.
So I
Alan
was
was
just
just
holding up a
telling
picture
why.
of
Geralt
Geralt
from
from The
Witcher
Witcher
3.
3
Been through 2 months
versus
together.
Geralt from The
I
Witcher
know.
1.
little, I don't know, this strange sprout that we're looking at. Yeah.
Let's go for a walk.
Oh, here's the funny one.
Oh, yeah, but I think
Oh,
we
did
mentioned
we mention
that?
that?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we
yeah,
mentioned
okay.
that in the Dark Souls
Yeah,
video.
alright.
So let's not bother.
Alright.
This old... there's an old lady around here somewhere, and fuck, she was just a pain in the ass. Like, Grandma. I keep trying
Grandma?
I keep trying to sleep with Shani, and she keeps
What's
kicking
she
me out of the
want?
house.
Say something.
Look at this crazy old bitch. You wait for it.
Does Shawnee live here?
Yeah.
Yes? They send you from the hospital?
So you look ill.
Certainly look ill.
Because of
she didn't-
punishing
she didn't
you.
kick me out. She
Punishing
didn't kick
you.
me out.
Move aside, woman.
Get out!
Move
Wait for it.
aside.
Stomping into my home like that?
But
Wait for it. It just kicks you out of the house.
Motherfucker.
There's so many times where you just try and word it properly. I mean, you're allowed in the house now, but for a while there, it was a bit rough. Oh, saving. Hurry the fuck up.
Alright, so there's a mad National Geographic article, which is pretty cool. It's titled the most the most impressive fossil we've ever seen, and it is pretty crazy. Apparently, this it's not an ankylosaurus; it's the same family as ankylosaurus. Got
Isn't it
like
your mum?
swept out to sea in floodwater or something. They think.
Okay.
So it like got buried in the bottom of the ocean,
Hmm.
and sort of got covered up pretty quick, and so it is just preserved in immaculate friggin' detail, like all the armored spikes and all the keratin and bits and pieces that normally sort of just rot away and don't get preserved with fossils. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can actually see like skin texture and shit on this thing.
Fucking hell.
It's fucking amazing.
I need to look at it because I've seen the article, but I haven't actually sort of looked at the pictures and read it.
Well, it's pretty crazy.
But
Yeah.
it certainly looked interesting.
So anyway, people should look up that. Yeah.
Where's the fuck is the ferryman? I want to leave. But yeah,
Run away.
in this game,
Fuck,
you could have
cats last
you
a
could,
long
yeah, I know, because it lasts. They changed it for this game. I mean, for the third game, because see, it lasts for 3 hours.
Oh, fuck a doodle doo.
Like it lasts like for like 6 hours.
Alright, so it's that sort of like the deconscoctions in The Witcher 3. They last heaps longer,
Yeah,
as opposed to just potions.
because where's my? Because I can meditate wherever, I think as well. Hero.
Nah. Types of people who romanticize small town life.
Oh yeah, that irritated the shit out of me.
What?
I remembered reading it and I was a bit annoyed because it's like, you know, Well, small town places are pretty good. Oh, that's right. You can't meditate
People
everywhere.
who didn't grow up in small towns.
I did grow up
The
in a small
locals
town.
aren't quirky, they're racist. I fucking love that. There's nothing to do, everyone's on drugs.
It's more that. It's more the there's nothing to do. Well, go out and do something. Find something to do.
Why are you acting like gangsters? You're white and there are cows outside.
Just because there's nothing for someone to present to you.
Oh, that's so good.
Go out and find something.
But I've seen that
to
though.
meditate
You
with the
see
fire
that.
out.
You've
Seemed
seen
to have
those
to
little
light first.
white freaks that decide they were going to be gangbangers, and
Yeah, I know. And I think they're pricks.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't meditate unless you're at a fireplace in this game. You can't just meditate everywhere.
Ah, shucks.
But you go meditate 24 hours. Done. Holy shit.
Holy.
And here we are. So what was the attack button? Dog, leave me alone.
Alright, so...
Oh, there's the ferryman. Just give me a sec, give me a sec.
Alright, I let you do it.
Transport services at the
This
best
is the
prices.
best prices. I beg to differ. I like how he's just such a bitch.
Take me to the other side.
Yeah, take me to the other
Times
side.
are wasting.
Wait
Made
for
up
it.
your
Oh, with a face like that.
Times are wasting, made up your mind. Yes.
Ready to go?
How many
How many
times are
times
you
do I
going
have
to
to ask
ask
you?
me
Take me to
now?
the swamp.
To the swamp.
Oh.
He's a weird looking dude in this game, to
Yeah, I
be
know.
sure.
And he's not that weird looking in the second game. He's still weirder looking than the third game, where he's basically just relatively handsome, but
Oh, he's
Rugged.
still... I mean, they made him look pretty sickly and beat up.
oh
Like,
yeah, but I mean, his
like
even his
distinctively freakish enough that people would,
yeah,
you know,
particularly back in those
vilify
days.
him, where you know, they
Yeah.
would pick him out.
But like his body isn't as scarred as it should be in the third game. His body
Not as scarred?
You should see him in the second game, man. He's got chunks missing out of him
Fucking hell.
because his
He's
whole
pretty ripped up in the third one.
yeah, I know. And he's not in this game actually. I think if you take all his shirt off, he's got this tiny little like tuft of white hair in the middle of his chest. It's fucking weird, like a fucking bunny's tail.
Well, he does kind of look like I don't know, like a rodent or something. I don't know. He's got this Weasley thing going on.
It's
a bit bug-eyed.
Attack button. There we go. Oh, that's okay. So that's draw the sword.
He's got 3 swords.
Yeah. Oh, I told you that
When? What?
ages ago. I was telling you have 3 swords because you can have the Witcher sword, like, and then you got the silver sword, and then you've got an extra weapon that you can use here, and it's just like a backup weapon.
Yeah. Another steel one. We can have a
Yeah, you got
silver
2
one.
weapons because this one you can also have an axe.
Yeah. Right.
And you can have other weapons. It doesn't have to be a sword. I just like the look of the 3 swords.
Mm.
Oh, and you also get 3 separate styles as well. Because you get the low group, I think. Because he's holding the sword down. You get the... Oh, sorry. You get the group style. So he does different attacks. Once I find the attack button.
Alright, so
Okay.
you don't get any styles in the third one. You just get your different
Yeah.
mutation levels and stuff.
Okay. Oh, Christ almighty. Yeah, that swaps the sword. How do I...
You just swap the style then.
Okay, let's put the sword away. Yeah, again. Great. I like that. How it's sort of... Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
No, don't want you. That's the flame. Put the flame away. Oh, maybe I can't attack unless there's an enemy. But I didn't think didn't think that was the case. Is it one of these? No.
Whoa!
Oh shit. Just drank a potion. Oh, I think it was a health potion. Yeah, it's a health potion. Shift. No.
Nah.
Option. Controls, there we go. Draw steel sword.
Q.
Non-combat mode
E.
tab. What the fuck? Where is it? It doesn't have the...
Just draw extra weapon, 3, 1.
Yeah.
Silver sword, steel sword. Oh, you're trying non-combat mode. Oh, you're trying to find the fighting style.
No, the
Fast
fighting
style,
style's
strong
there,
style.
but that's not the attacking though.
Anyway. So, I think
What?
can't remember when we mentioned it about the whole Stephen Fry blasphemy thing. We mentioned it on the video already. Anyway, it's another one. What?
No, because that's Igni.
Ah,
I'm trying to find the combat because I want to show.
I understand. Anyway, so the Stephen Fry blasphemy
Fuck off.
probe thingy. Somebody accused him of blasphemy under some obscure British law.
No, it was an obscure Irish law. Because it was an island. Because he was getting
Obscure United Kingdom law.
bullshit.
Ireland is part of the UK.
Oh, only part of Ireland is part of the
Yes. Northern Ireland.
UK. So what, it was there
Not the Republic of Ireland.
Ah, okay.
He is a British man. He cannot be charged under the other
Yeah,
countries.
well, that's why I thought it was weird.
Right. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway. It says that it's been dropped after Gardai failed to find substantial number of outraged people. Ha!
Amazing.
That, and it didn't fit the bill anyway. He wasn't, uttering blasphemy or... Well, he wasn't really uttering blasphemy to begin with, but he wasn't uttering blasphemy with intent to enrage or whatever. He was expressing an opinion and answering a question. But anyway, I thought that was pretty.
I thought it was pretty fucking retarded, to be honest.
That they even did it, yeah.
And so that
Well,
they
I don't
even
know. It was
entertain the notion.
Yeah, and the person who lodged the claim reportedly said that they weren't outraged, but they believed that he had
Oh,
committed
that was
a
the
crime.
biggest load of bullshit. I
Yeah.
read that bit and it was just
It's
like, you
what
are the biggest
fuck?
sitting at home watching the telly, and you're just like, you're one of those pricks that ring up television shows to complain about something because God forbid that someone decent might see it and think that you think you're the good guy.
Probably a fucking minister or something that
Probably.
just didn't want to be identified. In any
You know, the
way.
kind of person that you'd ring up, like the kind of person that rang up the Chasers War and everything and complained because they did something. Fucking hate those people. I'm not offended, but I think that this may offend someone. Okay, maybe. Okay, he doesn't actually. There's no attack button. You just got to click on the monster.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he's got the top attack, the strong style, fast style, and then he's got the group style. And you've got to sort of switch between styles depending on what enemy you're fighting. You can't just use the same fighting style for everything.
Yeah, so it's a very different style of play to the
Yeah.
3. Gotta say, I prefer 3.
Yeah, I know. This is back in those sort of original RPG sort of days.
Yay!
Yeah, see? The mad, 'cause I like the mad flurries that he does with the combos because of the spinning sword thing to sort of try and heal and everything. See?
Yeah,
I don't have all my attacks though, because as you level up, you get more attacks.
Yeah.
And because I'm sort of fairly early on in the game, I might wait to a bit later on. I don't have all my mad swings.
Yeah, I keep meaning to actually do a bit of to read about the combinations and stuff in The Witcher 3, because I tend to just like, you know, hack slash, dodge, hack slash. But apparently there's like different combinations of, you know, of big attack, little attack, and things like that
okay.
that do different things.
I didn't know.
And they have names.
Yeah, because and that was another thing that was great with this, is if you attack and you click then, like if you click at the right time, then he'll do another end of the combo. If you just keep clicking, he won't do it properly. It's all coming back to me now. He'll start doing extra shit. Yeah, see, and then I failed it there. And again, and okay. Let's try it with this guy. One, and there, yep.
The fuck is that thing?
That's a blood dagger. It's like just basically.
It's like a
giant
massive
leech.
walking leech.
Yeah.
Ah, I like it. It's like a leech crossed with a sloth or something.
Yeah, it
Blood
does have sloth. I mean, sloth qualities, doesn't it?
Or a come on.
What?
I'm trying to think of the name of the creature. It's like a strange, weird andarin eater.
Oh. It's not armadillo.
Nah. Close though. Aardvark. Yeah, that's it. Got the big weird claws and stand up on their back legs and stuff. Yep, it's a leech crossed with an aardvark, to be sure.
I'm out of here.
Horrifying. Oh man, I would have liked to have seen a reinvention of the blood geyser. I reckon that would have been
Pretty
even
cool.
more horrific.
Because, like, you see the... Oh, what are they called? The Kikimors in this. And they're not as big as they are in the third game. Can you imagine? Oh, I suspect that leech thing would have been massive. I don't see any Kikimors around here, which is unfortunate. Oh, that's the Ard. I mean, the Quinn.
Oh, Quinn's pretty cool in this. I like it.
Might load to a later bit.
So we've got hardcore goodness.
Singles Nest. Azul's Nest. What? Catacombs. See what that is. Because I don't know if that's where I finished the game. Oh, it might be. No, it's not. Because later. But yeah, that was just the stupidest fucking piece of shit. As soon as I read that, I was just like... Stephen Fry would have just looked at that and gone, just fuck off.
Yeah.
Would have been... He would just not cared at all. And like, you could do anything. It was said ages ago.
Well, not only that, but give the context. It was a response to a question.
Yeah, but...
It wasn't a statement intended to cause outrage.
Yeah, no, but obviously that retard that decided to
Yeah.
ring in and complain thought it may have been. And that's the
yeah.
problem with those anti-blasphemy laws.
Yeah, that's right.
All you'd have to get is someone to word it
Well,
slightly oddly, and then you'd be in all sorts of trouble.
It's akin to the one in Australia that only just got overruled. That was that like gay defence. What?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah, it was actually a minister that led the charge against that.
yeah, I know,
actually.
which was pretty cool. I thought
Yeah, because a guy got murdered in his
in his backyard.
in his
basically.
backyard, basically. Yeah, and the two people that did it were like, "Oh, he was gay and making advances on us, so it was perfectly, justified." I mean, whoever the fuck comes up with a law like that is just a sick individual. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, because you can get daggers. That's right.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, but it's that same sort of dangerous fucking.
Oh, see, Arendelle.
Yeah.
I've got it,
Hey.
but I can't change it.
Oh.
That's my sword now. Oh no, yeah, you get daggers, but that's the extra sword, which is there.
Oh, I remember that name too. I'm sure you come across that.
What?
That
Oh,
Kirby one.
Deerbuild, yeah,
And
Quail, yeah. I think you do come across quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Illegal sword.
Illegal sword. I like the design of that. Spiky. But yeah, just messed up
Yeah, it was
shit.
stupid. And what was the thing that you were talking about, saying that somebody was like, oh yeah, that this law is there to, oh, what is it? Protect an angry god from getting his, to protect an all-powerful god from getting his feelings hurt or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
So bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would have ever have even, like, just humoured the prick. Oh, Triss.
It's posed in a hypothetical situation as well. Like, if you went to the gates and you saw him, what would you say? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just so bizarre.
So.
Anyway. Dude, still pretty damn good detail in all the scenery and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad. It's just, you know, after playing The Witcher 3, just like,
Yeah. This is, like, very much like the amount of detail you get in online, you know, MMORPG or whatever it is, you know, the...
oh, yeah.
So, like, Guild Wars and stuff. Guild Wars is a bit more, but it's a similar sort of layout.
What's on the corpse?
Oh!
Oh.
Ah, I hate inventory.
Yeah, I know. They got rid of that in 3, thank fuck.
Sort of. Oh, you had got encumbered, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did too, but yeah,
Yeah.
you got encumbered, yeah, so you could still move. You could still pick up stuff, it just made you slow.
That's when you just slug a beast deconcoction and load up and fucking head for home. Yeah.
Invisible walls. Fuck this bullshit.
Can't walk up that slope. I don't know.
I've pretty sick armor though, I think. Oh, let's see if I've got my cards.
You got really long hair too.
Yeah, no.
It would have been cool. I gave you the choice of the really long
Journal,
hair.
inventory, hero. Oh, I may not be able to look at the cards. I know I saved them in my fucking Steam folder.
That's right. But it was raining. I was like, oh my god! Got a thing that I don't want to get raining on.
Characters. Oh, yeah, there we are.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's like this fucking mad racist bitch sort of thing. Oh, that's the old lady.
That's the dude we just saw got eat.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. Pity he was like a mad thingy. There we are.
Shani. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and she's like reading the Kama Sutra.
Yeah. It's great.
What are we gonna do next?
I love Shani. I really hated how they did the romance in this game. Because the romance all centered around... I'm just going to leave that picture there for everyone to admire.
Yeah.
That the romance centered around whether or not you thought that it would be a good carer for the kid in the game.
Alright.
And the kid has magical powers, like he's this, like the choice or something, whatever it's goddamn called. And if you choose him to be, like, if you loved one and chose the other to look after the kid, then they would be like, so you don't think I'm a good mother? And you're just like, that's not what I fucking said.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to romance Shani,
Yeah.
but I wanted to leave the child with Triss, because Triss was a magic user. And she would better know how to help him contain his powers.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, that means you like Triss. I'm like, no, it fucking doesn't.
Other means you like Yennefer. Yeah.
No, otherwise you like Shani.
Oh, sure. I meant... Yeah.
It's like
no,
another
because...
game.
Yeah.
It's like in the third game where... like in the third game when the romance was... They got you to pick Yennefer or Triss, but the problem is that you don't know Yennefer unless you read the books. And Yennefer comes across as quite the bitch at the start.
Well, you don't know Triss unless you read the books.
No,
well,
because you know.
I play the game.
Yeah, because Triss is in the first and second game.
Alright.
And Geralt is in a romance with Triss in both games, because they retcon it. And
so Yennefer doesn't appear in the first two games?
No.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, see?
Okay, alright.
The third game is the first time Yennefer shows up, because she finds out that you're here after she gets her memories back, but then sees you with Shani or Triss getting lovey-dovey, and she just decides to, no, I don't care, and gets really upset with you, even though you've got no memory.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking stupid. It's just that it's that same sort of. Well, if you don't know what you've done, why I shouldn't have to tell you. Just fuck that.
Yeah.
And it was just because so I romanced Triss and slept with Triss, but I didn't know Yennefer. And so then when I got to Yennefer, she sort of started to come out of a shell and started to be okay. And I was like, okay. I still would have kept Triss, but I was sort of entertaining the idea of Yennefer because it's canon that Geralt likes Yennefer.
Yeah.
And then they both decided to just leave you high and dry. And it's like, it's not like I was cheating on either of them. Or like, because, it wasn't like he was playing either of them. He did things that it almost cost him his life to save both of them and help them.
Yeah.
It's not like he was some two-timing prick.
Yeah.
He literally cared about them both. And then they're just like, no, you're an asshole. It's like, fuck off! Could easily just have both of them.
Yeah.
It's not like fucking polygamy is a bad thing.
I think I might choose Triss the next time I play through.
That's pretty good. You end up in Covey or whatever it's called.
Cool. I'll do it.
With Triss as like the... as if you'll you'll remember when you go to play it. You'll fucking forget the moment we leave this room.
Stop playing. You're being boring.
Oh, fuck off. I'm looking for more... Oh, the prostitutes. There we go. Oh, yeah. Not quite as good as Shani, but still there.
Side boob. Side boob is good.
Poor townsfolk. Yep, there we go.
Wow, that poor townsfolk is pretty hot.
You can sleep with
I like how she's naked and holding a chicken.
Was she? Oh, yeah.
She's holding a fucking chicken. Oh, I'm so fancy.
Wriggling its neck.
Beautiful.
People on the outskirts? Ah, yep, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Milk drizzling down. Oh,
yeah. Got the milkmaid.
People of the murky... Oh, yep, there we go. Once again.
People in murky waters.
Yeah. It's the town.
Nothing looks murky there.
It's the town. Oh, wait.
Don't talk no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what? That looks like some priestessy type person. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nurses because you can sleep with two nurses. Because
together.
Together. In the third act, you get the option to take 3 choices. If you choose, I can't remember the good. There's good, neutral, and bad. I think, or something like that. No, kind of. No. Human side, neutral side, and non-human side. If you choose the neutral side, you sleep with the 2 nurses. If you choose the non-human side, you sleep with the mad elf lady that you knew before, from in the books. And if you choose the human side, you sleep with that Rayla dude who's a bit of a racist. All pretty attractive, but I chose the two nurses. Yeah. Lady of the Lake.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Strategic cod. Catfish, whatever.
Let's keep going. Courtesans.
Wait a minute, they already had prostitutes. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, they're higher class.
Yeah, true.
Look at all the money.
Oh, that ass.
Oh wait, no, dryads, yep.
Oh, you plowing some dryads?
Yeah, it's great, because in the game, Geralt, because she's like, I don't really care about fornicating for the pleasure, I only fornicate to get babies. And Geralt's sterile, so he can't. And he works his way and goes, it's pretty pleasurable to have sex. It's good to just have fun. And she's like, oh, maybe. And then they just fuck. So he's pretty wily, yeah. Oh, Selena.
Slam dunk.
I think you fuck her because her sister was getting married and she was jealous. Carmen? Oh, I didn't sleep with Carmen. Why didn't I? Oh, that's right, because she's the wife of a werewolf you help. And he's like your bro, so you don't do it. Oh yeah, Clerks. Oh yeah.
Son.
That was one of my favourites.
Oh, slam dunk.
Blue Eyes. Oh, that was effectively the same thing. So, but it counted as 2 separates. Berengar. No, he was a dude. No, we certainly didn't sleep with any of these. Ah, Ada, yep, the Strigger. Damn.
Oh, so that's the girl you saved.
Yep.
And
But
then,
like,
and then you come back a few years later and
yeah,
like,
when she's older.
you grown up, girl. Mm-mm.
It's shown that she's still a Strigger, but I still fucked her. Because I was like, I want
Well,
them
she's a hot
cards.
Strigger now.
Yeah. Abigail. She was like a mad witch.
Oh, I like her.
Where's
Yeah, I was
Triss?
a bit upset that you couldn't get to plough the witch on the top of the mountain.
Where's Triss? There we go.
Maybe,
because I got Triss.
Will's like, oh, what do you mean? Of course you do.
Do what?
In number 3, the witch up in the cabin.
Oh yeah, you didn't get to fuck her.
Yeah.
I've tried to kill her, I think. Strategically placed
Pussy!
cat. And then we got this one. Because for Shani and Triss, you get 2 fuck scenes. Because the first one is the initial one, and then you get the second one where you've actually chosen them. Because I chose Triss, I got this one. I can't remember what Shani's extra one is. Okay. Now, I think this is at the end of the game, so we'll need to load something a bit earlier. Yeah, that'll do.
Old Vizima.
But yeah, and then Yennefer never come. Yeah, Yennefer doesn't appear in any of these. She gets mentioned in the second game. But she never gets mentioned in this game. It's like they just abandoned her completely.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I assumed that she'd had a upfront and present role in the games by the way that she was like the first thing mentioned in the new game, like in number 3, basically. It's all about Yennefer this and Yennefer that.
Yeah, no.
Have a unicorn. But you know, yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, I've got to try and ride some nurses. Damn it, you made me say ride, and I don't mean to ride 2 nurses. I will, but I'm not going to at the moment.
What are these dudes doing? Just
This
dwarves
is
hacking each other up.
there's just this, because this dude, it's really complicated. The child that you end up saving turns out to be this time traveler,
Alright.
and he ends up being the main villain of the game.
Little bastard.
And like, well, it's heavily implied. It's never told because the main villain of the game has the ring that you gave the kid,
Yeah.
and it's later confirmed in the 3rd game. But yeah, and so he sort of starts a race war because because Ciri's the one that's actually the one that's going to save the world, but Alden thinks it's him, the kid.
Yeah.
And so you sort of end up, he thinks that, so he sort of starts a race war, because he thinks that if you get rid, somehow he thinks that if you get rid of all the non-humans, then you'll be right.
That somehow is going to avert Hazard.
Yeah, avert the cold frost or whatever it's called. The white frost, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, so he's just a little racist dick, basically.
Yeah. And it's weird, because however it goes is how you train.
Are you here to die?
Training to be. Can we continue to the hospital? I'm not fucking sure. And so now there's just this mad race war between the Scoia'tael and the Order of the Flaming Rose, which basically gets wiped out at the end of this game.
Yeah, you get a few mentions.
Any further and your throat is meat.
Well, that's right. There are a bunch of fucking criminal miscreants in
Yep.
the 3rd one. And you wipe them out.
Because you nearly wiped them out at the end of this game, because they become enemies of the king. Because that dude was the leader of the Order of the Flaming Rose,
Oh, okay.
and because everyone realizes that he was such an asshole, the band gets wiped out,
Get serious.
and the king sort of hates on him.
And then it just gets replaced with fucking...
Witch hunters, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think they all mostly serve the eternal fire sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's it.
No
It's
further.
all,
Understood?
It's all just replaced by the Eternal Fire.
Which is just
Just so
fucking
cute.
And door to the hospital. I think that's it here.
It's so annoying because you just want to kill them all. Like you walk into the city and they're burning people at the stakes, and you're like, I could kill them all. I could. Come on, let me.
It was a bit irritating, yeah. I loaded that one, didn't I? Let's try this one. Kidnapper's Hideout. Because it's difficult, so I don't want to start the game from the beginning because it's shit. Like, you just have nothing. It's just Geralt lands in the woods and he has no idea where he came from. And he's just running from some wolves, I think. No, he's running from the, well, I've been busy. He's running from the, what are they called? You know, the elves, the evil elves in the third game.
Yeah, them. Yeah.
Oh, you don't fucking know.
The Wild Hunt.
That's it, thank you. And then he ends up running to his old fortress with the other witches. And so the hunt loses track of him. Either that or they make a deal or something, I can't remember what. Somehow he gets away from Eredin, I can't remember how he does it.
Yeah, because he's running with the Wild Hunt for a while there while he's lost his memory, isn't he?
Yeah. Because Eredin does that. To erase his existence. Hello, Hooker. It's funny, the hookers look a lot like Triss.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And they have very similar outfits as well. Triss has got a weird outfit in this game. Townswoman. I think if you give her a diamond, she'll let you shag her.
Sweet.
Gossip. Oh no, it's the gossip. It's the gossip that lets you shag her. That's right. But you've got to give her some interesting stuff. I think it's a diamond that lets you. There's that guy. That was pretty cool. That's the dentist there now.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, read some other stuff. Because that's the thing. Once you start reading stuff, and then other stuff in the game comes about, and then we're like, okay, so we just need.
All right. On the point of ploughing things,
which is very
internet masturbators are facing a new crackdown. Why is it internet masturbating? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't actually read the article. I just thought it might be interesting. So maybe skip that and we'll do it another time.
Transport services at the
well, I
best
just read the thingy out. It's alright, we can do it.
Okay, well,
quick.
You can't skim
Oh,
read.
shut up.
Take me to the
Yeah, it's just saying blah blah could. Alright. This new
How many
law
times
in
are you
England
going
could
to
mean
ask
that
me
users are forced to input
swamp?
credit card details, mobile numbers, or even register their age at the post office.
What? Fucking UK is weird, man.
The Digital Economy Act received royal assent last month, and that means the age restrictions will be enforced in Britain. Digital privacy campaigners Open Rights Group has warned that government attempts to block under 18s from porn sites could have chilling implications for privacy. The group has warned that efforts to verify people's age could lead to lists of users of porn sites and be vulnerable to Ashley Madison style leaks. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just going to put it out here, people, if anyone finds out. I'm a heavy user of porn. And I mean hardcore porn. I like bondage porn. Like sick porn. Like shit porn.
Like two girls, one cup.
Oh, yeah, I can wank to that for hours. Fucking rape porn. No, that's right. Shit rape porn. Where they're just shitting everywhere and raping everyone.
Don't forget pissing.
Oh, yeah, the pissing. Oh, how could I forget the pissing?
Love a bit of wet work.
Oh, I see that on Tumblr, man, and it grosses me out. It's just rank.
Like, mouth open.
Yeah, and it's just wrong.
Warm. Feel it splashing and dribbling down your chin.
It's messed up.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds like a pretty shit idea to me. Governments just don't fucking learn, though. That always happens. They go, oh, the internet. Oh, we're a bunch of middle-aged old men. We don't know what's going on. No, don't know what we. Oh, but it sounds bad. So let's do it. I'm Christian. Yeah. And it never fucking works. It's just a waste of money on the government's behalf.
That it is. Oh yeah. I'm gonna fucking learn how to do those mad flows. Oh, my ass is sore. It is fucking stupid. Well, it's sort of the same with like the digital revolution, where the digital music revolution, where the music or corporations tried to ban all that sort of stuff, and then they would just eventually decide, well, this isn't working, so we'll try going along with it, and then they make heaps of fucking money.
Yeah.
They just, you know, instead of selling 12 songs for like $20 and, you know, making a certain amount of money from that, they sell, you know, one song for $1.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are willing to pay $1 for a song, and thus, you know, they're more likely to pay for a lot more. It's the same principle with Steam.
Whoa, that kicking was fucking huge. Yeah.
Like, you know, they're willing to pay more. They'll be willing to buy more songs because it's only $1. They don't, because not everyone likes every single song on a CD.
Yeah.
In an album, you're more likely to like 3 or 4, and so you're unlikely to buy the whole album if there's 3 or 4 songs out of 12 that you want.
Yeah.
Whereas if you may buy it later, but you won't just spur the moment thing. But $1,
yeah.
Fucking people, everyone pay $1. Buy 4 songs, you fucking buy 100 songs. Just every now and again, oh, that song's good. Oh, it's $1. I'll pay $1.
Yeah, and there was some of those, like, elective sort of indie music ones where they go, pay what you think it's worth. And more often than not, people pay, you know, a fair bit.
People are willing to pay if it's good and easy.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you gotta make it that way. If you make people jump through hoops, they're unlikely to do it.
I'm a little bit of a sucker for Spotify because I listen to way more music that way. Otherwise, I just wouldn't, you know.
Yeah.
Funny noises.
Yeah, no, I heard it too. But it's the same principle as, oh, maybe we're gonna get a monster here. It's the same principle as Steam, you know.
Yeah.
People, and with console games, people are sort of don't buy the $60 game sort of thing. And the console games and their markets have sort of started to do it, where they have, you know, the Xbox Live and the PS4 Plus, you know, free games where you pay it and you pay the subscription and then you get free games, or they have the specials where, you know, that game will be like 80% off or something. And Steam does that a lot. And people go, oh, that looks like an interesting game. Oh, fuck, it's $5. Down from like 80. I'll buy that. And end up, it's like, oh, what is it?
And they end up making way more money than if they
because
tried to sell it at 80.
People like end up with, oh, what is it? Like 80% of people's Steam library is unplayed.
Yeah.
Because people just buy these games because they think that's cool and they'll play it eventually and then never fucking play it. But they spent the money. So it doesn't matter. It's just that sort of thing.
Right.
You've got to adapt with the times.
Well, I think they're just finding that the whole microtransaction system is way more effective.
Yeah, which is a pity because microtransactions can be quite
insidious.
Yes, depending on how that's. Some microtransactions are all right. I've heard it used this way. Microtransactions are pretty simple. It's sort of like a bank robber going into the bank and going, well, I'm just going to leave this bucket here. And of course, for the analogy to work properly, you would have to be like, and I will give you this. You know, I'll give you something that you could easily get yourself if you just played the game. But, you know, if you or used the bank or whatever, and this guy's like, I'll stand out a car wash. And the guy's like, you could easily just wash the car yourself. But the guy's like, put a bucket there, and he's like, you give me $5 and I will shine the car. You could easily just grab the mop and shine the car yourself. But if you choose to use the bucket, well, that's your own problem. Yeah. It's when it's pushed that it's a bit insidious, where they make you pay $5 to, like, they don't give you a sponge. They make you have to pay the dude $5 to wash the car.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of racing games that I play, and you can get a fair way through them, but ultimately, like, there's heaps of challenges and stuff that you just can't do without paying for the extra points to buy that car or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't bother me that much because I just enjoy playing with whatever cars I can get. But you can see a lot of people go for it. They really suck it in to
Well, it's a big thing. With playing
specking out their
idiots.
cars and stuff.
It's a good way of playing idiots, I think, because there are idiots that will just get drained of money because they'll just fill this shit. Pokemon Go has it, but the thing is, you don't need it to play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it just takes
And other
a bit
games,
longer.
yeah. And it's those idiots that go, "Oh, well, I need everything now." And you know, if you're willing to fork out hundreds of dollars to play this thing, well, that's your own fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah, places, things like Guild Wars, like they're subscription free, but they do have like elective payments. They've got microtransactions and
Yeah,
stuff.
and if it gives
hidden
you a
within them.
slight edge quicker, then that's okay.
Yeah.
If it makes it if it makes the game unplayable that you have to buy the microtransactions, then that's when it's insidious.
Well, in Guild Wars, you have to go looking for it. You have to go to the traders company. You have to go into the tab and look for the stuff. It's not just presented to you.
Well, that's better.
Yeah.
Because I just like being able to get all this stuff because I'm a pretty decent gamer and I'm like a
You'd rather
hardcore
just do
gamer.
the hard
yeah.
slog. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas someone like you probably
Ah,
prefer to
fuck
buy it.
you. I did not pay for that shit. I will stab you in the eye with an appendage.
Well, I should have fucking handed you the controller when I was playing Witcher 3
You should have.
and been like,
should
do
have.
better.
Yeah, and I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
I
Have. You would
used
have
that
fucking
art,
died.
I
No,
would
you would
bowled
have.
that pig over
would
and I
have
would have
died.
skewered it on the fucking ground, and you would have been like, "Oh, what? That would have survived me. Yeah, I
No,
can't get
we're
over there
gonna-
quick enough.
no.
It just gets up again."
No, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna play The Witcher 3 again,
Oh my god, you
and you're gonna fucking have it.
Yawning shit, all I just eat me if I use yawning. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just gonna bend you over and just play some water sports in your mouth.
Wait, what? Doesn't make sense. Really, if you're bending me over, you'd play water sports with my ass.
Shut up. I'm
See,
gonna get
you
someone else.
can't even
No, I'll get
do
someone else.
gravity right.
I'll get someone else. I'll make like a system of pulleys and pipes. So I'll piss into the pipe from the back, and then it'll go through the system, and then come out the front, and so it'll piss into your mouth from that end. While I'm using the biggest black dildo I can find to shove it up your ass.
It's got dark. I hope my wife never listens to this.
Yeah.
We just lost half of our prospective audience because of that one little sequence.
I don't know.
Then again, maybe we get some.
The water sports fans.
Huh?
There was something else I was going to bring up, but I'll save it for another video. No, it was something involving porn that so you sort of leaked onto it, but it was. I'll do it later in another video. This is nearly an hour, and you have a child to pick up.
Yeah.
So we'll probably call this here. It was an okay video. Ciao, motherfuckers.
Ah.
Caitlin's a cunt.